Let's take a look at pronoun reference and shift errors. So, a headline once read, Arizona father kills teen, claims he was possessed by demons. That is an actual newspaper headline from a number of years ago. So the problem is, who actually was possessed by the demons? When I read this headline, Arizona father kills teen, claims he was possessed by demons, I can't tell whether he refers to, the dad or it refers to the teen. Who's killing whom? So, a problem that we come across sometimes is that the pronoun can make an ambiguous reference if it can refer to more than one antecedent or more than one noun within the sentence. So, we always have two solutions. One solution is simply to get rid of the ambiguous pronoun and put a very specific noun in. That's kind of your SAT tip. Anytime they give us an ambiguous pronoun, just find the answer that has a very specific noun. That's the answer. If you don't like that solution, we can just simply revise the sentence entirely if we want to. So there's always two ways of doing it, replacing the single pronoun or just revising the whole sentence. So back to this one. Maybe I want to say Arizona father kills teen, claims son was possessed by demons. So the son is possessed by demons, so dad kills him. Kind of grim, but there you go. Or I could say Arizona father's demons lead to killing own teenage son. And so now the dad is the one who, once again, is killing his own son, and therefore I can kind of revise the sentence that way if I wanted to. Oh, in case you're worried or actually curious, that's how it went. Dad thought his son was possessed by demons, so he kind of killed him. Weird things happen in Arizona. All right, here's another problem we can have. The English teachers decided not to assign any more essays because they were inane and boring. Well, the problem is going to be the word they. God bless me. So the word they is part of our problem. In this case, I don't know what they is referring to. Is they referring to the teachers? Are the teachers boring and inane? Or are the essays boring and inane? Maybe both. I don't know. So a better answer might be English teachers decided not to assign any more essays because the students wrote only inane and boring papers. So once again, I've gotten rid of that pronoun, which is very ambiguous, and tried to put in a very clear noun in replacement of it. I could say, when Dr. Feeney met with Mr. Sloss, he expressed his concern over WLSH's recent unprofessionalism and tomfoolery. Well, the problem is this word he, because once again, I can't tell whether he's referring to a Dr. Feeney or Mr. Sloss. So I could say, meeting with Mr. Sloss, Dr. Feeney expressed his concern over WLSH's recent unprofessionalism and tomfoolery. Now we know who's actually expressing the concern. There is still a problem in this one. Notice how you have the word his. Once again, I can't tell whether Dr. Feeney's expressing Dr. Feeney's concern or Dr. Feeney's expressing Mr. Sloss's concern, which sounds a little weird that Dr. Feeney would be expressing someone else's concern, but maybe he's really in touch with other people's feelings. If that bothers you, you certainly could replace it with the word the. And once again, pronouns are tricky, and the more I can get rid of them and put something specific in, it's always better tip as a writer. Another problem we can come across is when the antecedent is only implied or it's vague, and therefore the meaning of the sentence can be unclear. So once again, our two solutions are always going to be get rid of the pronoun and put a very specific noun in place of it, or change the sentence completely. Here's what I mean. If I said, in the faculty room, they often get into spirited debates over politics whenever Mr. Burns has too much holiday, quote, punch. Well, the problem is going to be this word they. I'm not sure who they's referring to. Now, obviously, when we read a sentence like this, we're thinking, well, isn't they referring to like the faculty? True, but in this case, faculty room and faculty are not really the same. That's just telling us the type of room that it is. So therefore, I might say something like, in the faculty room, the teachers often get into spirited debates, ... Once again, on the SAT, we'd avoid a word like they, and we would put in a very specific answer. If I said, I like your idea of going to Five Guys for lunch, it sounds amazing. Well, this sounds very safe and innocent, but the word it has a couple things it could be referring to. Is it referring to lunch? Lunch sounds amazing. Is it referring to your idea? Your idea sounds amazing. Or is it is Five Guys burgers and fries sound amazing? So it's kind of hard. And so therefore, we would say, which one do you mean? Well, once again, getting rid of a vague pronoun and putting a specific one is always better as a writer. I like your idea of going to Five Guys for lunch. Their burgers and fries are amazing. Mr. Krasny said that no one wanted to take advanced grammar next year, which was a no-brainer. I try to avoid the word which on the SAT, and even as a writer, because I can't tell what the word which is referring to. And so, which was a no brainer, is that referring to the fact that no one wanted to take it next year, which was a no brainer? Or is the class itself a no brainer? Well, I can't tell because the word which as a pronoun is really unclear about what it's referring to. So I might rewrite it to say, Mr. Krasny said that no one wanted to take advanced grammar next year. Dash, a no brainer. The dash makes it a sentence appositive, which kind of implies then the fact that no one wanted to take the class is kind of a no brainer. Another problem we have is when the pronoun is trying to refer to a possessive. Remember that a pronoun should not be used to refer to a possessive. So if I said, in Jonathan Safran Foer's Let Them Eat Dog, he challenges with readers to justify why they are not eating dogs with some logical reasoning and a heavy dose of facetiousness. I think I butchered that reading. Problem here is the word he. You're like, well, who's he? When you say he challenges with readers. I don't like that phrase, he challenges with readers. Maybe it should be he challenges his readers. Regardless, the word he is trying to refer to Jonathan Safran Foer, except the word he is looking for that noun, but it's not there. You don't have Jonathan Safran Foer, you have Jonathan Safran Foers. And so a pronoun, he, can't refer to something which is possessive. So the easiest solution is to switch them, to say, in his Let Them Eat Dog, Jonathan Safran Foer challenges with readers or challenges his readers, whatever I meant to say there. Once again, now the word his is the pronoun, and it's looking for a noun, and it's there this time. So remember, a pronoun can't refer to something which is possessive, but the word his could refer to a noun. Another error that we find sometimes is that a pronoun is actually too far away from its antecedent, the word it's trying to refer to, and it can be kind of confusing. So if I said, once Mr. Cantrell found an enthusiastic fan of his floating banana paintings, he bought more canvases and yellow paints, thinking he would make a fortune. However, this art connoisseur was not interested in them. Well, by the time I get to the word them, I'm not sure exactly what I'm referring to. More than likely, I'm probably referring to the paintings, but in between there, I have a bunch of other plural nouns, canvases, paints. And so therefore, using pronouns are tricky, and I try to avoid them and put something specific in. And so I could make this better by saying, but this art connoisseur was not interested in buying the paintings. Now I've gotten rid of that pronoun and put something better in. And that's our major takeaway. Remember, a sentence is unclear when there's an unexpected shift in a number or person between the pronoun and its antecedent. An unexpected shift. So if I said, young actors need to hear the words of praise for their earnest work, but you also need to accept the criticism that sometimes comes with reviews. Well, this is a very common error in writing. And so we notice that I use the word young actors, which is like saying they, and then I shift it over to a second person pronoun, you. So when I'm using pronouns, I got to make sure I never shift over in number as well as in person. So in this case, if I'm going to start with third person, stay with third person. So I would say they also need to accept criticism. If I use the word we, I have to stick with the word we. So be careful of shifting in any kind of person as well as in number. So that's our SAT and our quiz tip for us is, once again, when you find a pronoun, you should be able to tell exactly clearly and directly what it refers to. If you can't figure out what it clearly and directly refers to, therefore that becomes the error, and that's called a pronoun reference error.